Hi, this is Cindy Cochran. Welcome to the archives of the Cindy Cochran Show. Remember, I'm live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 11, right here on irlonestar.com. You can be a part of the show by calling 936-647-3776. Also, please visit my Facebook page, The Cindy Cochran Show. And let me say a special thanks to our show sponsors, BK Meyer Photography. If you would like to be a sponsor of The Cindy Cochran Show, contact me at cindy@irlonestar.com. Enjoy! Oh yeah, don't it feel good? Hi, can you hear me? I can't hear me. Can you hear me? Yeah. Are we on? Yeah. Good morning, everybody. It is Friday. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show. Yes, you are. And wow, what a beautiful day it is here. And I'm just doing that to, for people that are listening to us from up north, talking about weather. Yikes, poor babies. I know they're going to be cold and all the bread and milk is gone from all the stores, and hopefully that won't cause any problem. But yeah, I just don't understand. It's hard for me to understand how they function during that time. They know they can't get out, and they don't know really how many days they're going to have to be stuck where they are, and it's just amazing. But the reporters are out there, and they're giving it all they got about how bad it is, and this is the worst, and there's going to be death and destruction and all, and it's so horrible. It's snowing, just lightly snowing. People are in the cars and they're driving, behind them and all that. So I don't know, maybe it hadn't gotten there yet. Maybe it's going to be just this weekend, and we're getting colder this weekend and tomorrow, which I've got to work all day with Silver Rock, and it's going to be like freezing. So that'll be pleasant and fun. And I got to get up so early in the morning to go do the shoot. But it's for such a good cause. It's for the Women's Center in Montgomery County. And we're going to be talking to actual the victims that have, that went to the Women's Center and was able to survive, and that what they did for them and how they helped them. So it's for a good cause and to help raise funds to support the Montgomery County Women's Center. Wow. Listen, yesterday, I went straight to the school. Remember, I told you guys that yesterday the kids got in the car and were like, please, can we have some water? We need water. I am so thirsty. I'm so thirsty. And Samuel's saying, I'm dehydrated. And I'm saying, what happened? And they said, well, the water was off. We didn't have water, and it was brown water, and it was... it was horrible. And I went, what? Well, for how long? They said, yesterday. So I was so incensed, like why we weren't called to come pick them up, because there was no water. They had no water to drink, and then the toilets and all that stuff that goes with it. So I went in and I asked the secretary, for the person in the front, I said, could you tell me about this water that, there was no water yesterday and why we weren't called and all? And she says, well, it was just about an hour and a half that it was off. And the reason we were upset about it was because the city didn't tell us that they were going to turn the water off. So we had no way to prepare for it. And I said, well, what about the drinking water and all that? And she says, oh, I know. The reason we knew we had to do something about it was because the teachers saw the water that was coming out of the water fountain was kind of a little brownish, and a little brownish, what? And just, as she said, so they shut, they kept anybody from getting water out of the fountains, and then it was shut off and no water was coming out. So I don't know how many kids drank out of that water thinking, wow, this doesn't taste the same as it did yesterday. And with the thing that's going on with Flint, Michigan, I can't believe that. That just astounds me in this day and age that whole place could be drinking poisoned water, and water that looks like it did. And they were showing video of people turning on their tap, getting a glass of water, holding it up to the sun. It was just brown, murky, yeah, and what they were doing about it. So she said, well, just be aware that anytime if water's shut off or anything like that, we just call Kroger and they just inundate us with water. So we're usually fine. And I went, okay. So I went away. Still, I wanted to find out who in the city didn't let the school know that they were going to shut the water off. That just seems like really stupid to me, and I don't understand the reason why. Maybe somebody else thought someone else was going to tell them, but somebody needs to be corrected. And you know, and they hate to tell me anything because they think I'm going to say it on the radio. Really? Well, then get this act together and give me a good reason why the city didn't let you know. But I know they've got more important things to think about than me, but how your water is and what the color of the water that you're letting the children drink is important. So anyway, Samuel and Cindy loaded up with bottled water and everything was fine yesterday. So I wonder if anybody saw the story about Palin endorsing Trump. It was an amazing little thing. We talked about it, that she came out and she did this speech and was really great, knowing that her son had been arrested the night before, and she still was able to go out there. But, you know, in New York, the New York Times, New York Post, and all that have got, they will put anything on the front page. They had, when Ted Cruz talked about New York values, they put a picture of the Statue of Liberty shooting the finger to Ted Cruz. I thought that was really classy of him, and all it did was support what he was talking about, New York values and what things that they do. But they had a really clever one. After she endorsed him, they put "Lady in the Trump," and I thought that was, I thought, good for you. That was fun. That was really cute. So anyway, their fight is going on, but Trump is still ahead, and all these people are still in denial and are talking about that doesn't make any difference because the Iowan people from Iowa, when they vote, they wait until maybe a couple of days before they decide who they're going to vote for. So in tracking the polls, they're trying to tell everybody it doesn't mean anything because we're going to wait till the last minute to make this decision. And they say this also in New Hampshire, that you can kind of guess all you want, but they're going to make their decision at the last minute kind of thing. So anyway, it's going to be interesting, and I can't wait. It's only like February 1st, so we've got one more week left to do that. And since it's Friday, and I have no idea at all what movie came out last night when people went and saw movies. I don't know what started. And I don't know, Richard, do you know what started this week? What movie started?
No.
Thank you. Okay, but there's movies I haven't seen yet, so I still want to go. I haven't been in the movies since I saw Benghazi. And I'm hoping that there's some really good stuff coming out this week because Kung Fu Panda starts the 28th, and I am really looking forward to seeing that. And I hope that Jack Black is still the voice of Kung Fu Panda. And all of you that have grandchildren or children...
Well, Dirty Grandpa, which I know you're going to go see. Yeah, you're definitely going to see that.
Oh, with Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks so bad.
There's not really other movies that look good, really.
There's nothing that stands out?
Well, I love Keanu Reeves, and he's in a movie called Exposed. So if you take that as the title as face value, I don't really want to see that.
Oh, no, wait a minute. I like Keanu Reeves.
So
I can't tell you how long it took me to be able to pronounce his name. I know you're not surprised. I had no idea how to say that name.
It's a pretty good story. I remember seeing the trailer a while back. It's about a police detective. It's a drama, and he investigates the truth behind his partner's death. So
I love those kind. I love those kind of things. So I love those.
That movie's out.
It's Exposed.
Yeah, it's called Exposed.
Okay.
IP Man 3 is an action film. It's the third installment of the Chinese fighting, I guess, historian. He's a legend, I guess, the IP Man. Or Ip Man. But you probably have no idea what that is.
No, I do not.
You have the scary movie called The Boy.
Oh, have you seen the trailer on that?
Yeah, it looks weird.
Oh my word! I want to see that. My daughter Christy, she loves to go see scary movies, but she doesn't want to do it by herself. So I bet I get to go do that one. Yeah.
Other than that, I think Dirty Grandpa is going to be the winner for the weekend.
That's sad. That's really sad. You've seen the trailers, right?
Yeah.
You think it looks good? You wouldn't go see that, right?
No, I wouldn't. It takes a lot for me to go out into the theaters. Really, those movies right there. And what's the worst mentality I have is I'll see that on Netflix. You know, that kind of thing. I'll see it. We'll rent it if we're in a situation where renting's an option.
And he means Holly.
Like Friends or whoever. Dirty Grandpa is not a date movie. It's about two dudes trying to get laid. So why would I? Yeah, that's really going to set the mood right. And especially about the guy who's getting engaged, and it's about him cheating on his fiance. That's a great movie to watch with Holly.
Zac Efron is engaged, and he goes with his grandpa.
Well, that's the whole story. Is he's engaged, and his grandfather's, his wife, or I guess his grandmother, Zac Efron's grandmother, passed away, and they had to do make a trip before. I think if I had to guess, it's with the ashes or something like that. But it's like right before the wedding.
Oh, okay. So they're technically both free.
Yeah, see, right before his wedding, an uptight guy is tricked into driving his grandfather, a perverted former Army general, to Florida for spring break.
Yeah, and he wants to take Zac Efron for the chick magnet.
The last ride of his life before he gets married. You know what's really strange about that is, like, I've been in a couple weddings, and I've never been involved in, like, the last ride mentality.
But you've been to bachelor parties, right?
Yeah, but it's never been like, let's go to the strip club. This is your last time as a free man. Like, I've never done that.
You mean, but at the bachelor parties you've been to, what's the worst thing that you ever saw?
Nothing.
I mean, if you can say.
Just normal guys hanging out, drinking, and sitting around a fire, camping. That's what.
Well, that's good because the movies blow that up.
Well, I know it's almost like a kind of like consumerism, an idea. Mm-hmm. They want you to go out and be this bad person, and spend that money. I just don't get it. I
don't either. I mean,
like people go to Las Vegas,
and do weird, strange things, and think.
Because I remember I got in trouble. One of my friends, they were going to Vegas. And they were like, yeah, you need to go. I'm like, no, Vegas, I really don't like Las Vegas. And they're like, oh, well, why not? I was like, well, because I don't need an excuse to act like an idiot. Like, if I wanted to go, I'd just go. We don't need to go because it's a bachelor party.
Right. But, I mean, some people, when they get out of town, it's just like when you go to college, a lot of kids say, the minute they step off the plane and where they're going to go to college, that they just, something happens to their brain and they feel like, I can do anything I want to do now. Nobody knows. Nobody's going to tell me anything I'm doing bad. So when we get back from this break, we're going to find out if that happened to Richard and what the strangest, weirdest, craziest thing he did. We'll be right back. You're listening to The Cindy Cochran Show. Don't go away.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the most opinionated talk show on radio.
Are you interested in learning more about preparing quick, healthy, and safe meals for your family? Would you like to spend time with others learning tips and tricks, along with practicing and tasting nutritious food? If so, the On the Road to Healthy Living Mobile Cooking School is for you. Call Amy Ressler at Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service at 936-539-7825 to find a class near you or volunteer to host a class.
Hello, I'm Bonita DeRosa, Animal Control Officer for the City of Willis. We invite you to tune in to Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 a.m. for the Willis Hour. On the first Thursday of the month, the Willis Hour will be covering upcoming events and news about the city. Join in the conversation with your city officials and other leaders in the community. On the third, we will be doing a recap of the last City Council meeting. The mission of the City of Willis is to provide high-quality services, accountability, and professional commitment to our citizens. We pledge to provide those who live, work, and visit our city an effective government that is open and responsive to the needs and values of the community. Again, we invite you to tune in on Lone Star Internet Radio every first and third Thursday of the month at 11 for the Willis Hour.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit bkmeyer.com or call 281-221-4812.
The East Texas Dream Center is in need of your help. We are a nonprofit Christian organization that houses women and children who are trying to get their lives back after being homeless, abused, or addicted. We are conveniently located at 301 South 1st Street, Conroe, Texas, 77301, right here in Montgomery County. Our needs are financial and every needs of gasoline, cleaning supplies, laundry soap, Lysol, and whatever else God puts in your heart. To help our ladies and children, please consider a donation. You may visit our website at www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Again, so you don't forget, it's www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Donations are tax deductible. Remember what Jesus said, with God, nothing is impossible.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the first daily talk show serving Montgomery County.
And you're back on the Cindy Cochran Show.
The craziest thing I ever did was get naked and run around in the rain.
Did you really?
Yeah.
When
it was
you were-
awesome because no one was there. Everyone was asleep, and it was like pouring rain at this ranch. And
Oh,
I was sitting
but not
there.
in college. That one, I thought you did that in college.
I did that in college too. I'm a streaker. If no one's around, I'll do it
That
because I don't like making them feel uncomfortable.
yeah.
But
so you have this thing that you like to get naked and run around,
especially when it's raining.
When it's raining.
Nice. It was a nice day. It wasn't thundering, so I was being safe.
Have you told Holly about this
Yeah,
yet?
I told her.
You did.
Yeah, I sent her a picture. No, I'm just kidding. No, but really, I think it's kind of funny when people go on these bachelor parties how bad people think they're going to be, and I've actually been told that they wish I was going because they know I'll keep them in line.
That you won't get bad.
And I'm like, really? You think I'll keep them in line? But I think when it comes down to situations, you have to make a decision. I always try to make the right one. And
You always try to make the right one, but you're so you try to be so. Whatever you guys say is right to do, I'm going to do just the opposite.
not necessarily.
I'm not going to follow along with the crowd. I'm going to do whatever.
Well, when it comes
I
to
wanna
putting
do.
yourself in stupid situations, I'm very against that. Especially when it has people. You know, everyone has those friends that is like constantly getting in trouble, and they bring it on themselves. It isn't because they're just bad luck. It's like their attitude always attracts bad things. And I've been in situations where, like, especially with at my age, everyone's getting married, and I find out they're going. I'm like, I'm not going. I'm not going to go if that guy's going. And it's nothing personal. It's just more of like I know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
and I don't
yeah.
want to be involved in that. Like I'll leave. And I've done it before with my friends when we're sitting there and this is happening. I'm like, I'm just going to go. Like this is just a little too much for me. And
That's good. That's
and
good.
I,
Your mommy will be glad to hear that. I hope she's listening.
Yeah.
So that is she listening? So that are you doing this for your mom, or you?
no,
you
I'm just
this is how you
that's
are.
how I am.
I think that's great. Has Holly figured out, that you have an old soul about being romantic and the gentleman in
Well,
you
she's
and all
still
that?
with me. So I mean, I
She
know I'm
must
doing
have
something right.
discovered that you do have an old soul. You do, and because in some things you say, you just go like, "Yikes! What are you, 70 years old?" Because of the way you think about something. But you've got a lot of good
I'm the greatest person ever. We get it.
No,
What's next?
You have a lot of common sense about you. You are. Okay. So this is interesting. Is that Jada Pinkett? Do you know who she is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She's Will Smith's wife, and she started this because all the Oscar nominations and all that stuff were, the Academy Award nominations were white, and that the Academy, the members of the Academy are all white, and so she feels like there needs to be a boycott to the Academy Awards because there was no director that was black that was nominated. Her husband, who just came out in Christmas in the movie Concussion, was not nominated.
I heard that his accent should have been nominated for a Razzie.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people said. You know, Will Smith's mom in Fresh Prince, Aunt Viv, came out and blasted Jada about saying, "Look, you know, I love Will, and I think he did a great job in Concussion, but that accent should have been, somebody should have helped him with that better because it was terrible." So, but she thought that he'd been discriminated against.
Well, what's strange about it is the way she went around saying these things, but the way the Academy works, it's their own people.
Right.
So she's basically saying all the Hollywood is racist.
That's what came out. It was like the members are, the people that she works with and stuff.
But yeah, they're proven to be all Jewish. So they're all. I mean, I was being they're racist. I was kidding about it.
No, I'm telling you. Well, because the movies, that's who came in and really built up the movies and promoted the movies.
Actually, I was reading the history of it is because that was one of the few occupations that a Jewish person could be highly regarded or move up. Because a lot of people did not like the Jewish people in the 1900s, early 1900s. Sure. So
yeah,
that was really one of the few jobs, and that's why show business still continues. That it's where the different people go.
Yes,
still they attract all different people. Like Bruce Jenner is a famous person because of Hollywood. So
right. No,
and I think Jada Pinkett Smith is just like, it's not cool to be black anymore, and she's upset by it.
Well, this is so weird. And then he was out of town. He was out of the country doing a movie. He comes back in. And he's going, "What's going on?" He didn't know she had done that. And so he was like really shocked. And he says, "But, the more I talk to her and stuff, I have to agree with her. So I'm going to join the
Well, there weren't
boycott."
really a lot of movies besides Will Smith's. I mean, can you think of any type of 2015 movie that had a leading black actor in it that wasn't like a B-rate movie? Because the Academy, that whole people, it's just one big pat on the back for themselves. And it's like the best of the best movies.
But it's not. It says unless you are in a movie that 3 people went to go see, you probably don't have a chance to win an Oscar, because those movies are the ones that they look at as being very sensitive, or if there's a handicap, or there's a something.
Well, you have to be in the Academy first to vote.
But what
there's a process to even. I mean, those people.
Okay, but are they really qualified? Because they're so...
No, you can be anybody.
So
that's what I'm saying. It's the Hollywood system. It's all a popularity contest.
Yeah.
And like I said, do you, in your mind right now, is there a 2015 movie that you thought was really great that had a leading black person in it? Not actor, but like director. Mm-hmm. And Creed was good from what I read. I haven't seen it, but is it better than those other movies that are contenders?
We know Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah, but no one went, no, but it had a black director, it had a black actor in it.
Right.
Even though it was written by Sylvester Stallone, even though it was his movie.
Right. And he was nominated. That's what, made people mad too. And then when he said thank yous to everybody, he didn't thank any of the black people. They were very upset about that. So it was, but I don't know. I think it's really silly to boycott and to me. But then I see that the Academy is rethinking the way that they nominate these people. That's what came out lately, I guess, to try and ease this the hype that she's been getting from everything, and trying to make everybody look and see how bad it is. I guess they're actually doing it, so maybe it worked for her to do that. But, would you want an award because... I don't know, the token award, that I thought that was all past. That was all past. That we look for the talent, we look for the draw and all that, not the.
Well, one thing you have to look at is the roles. So if you look at the not top actor roles this year, they're all white people.
Right.
Like the roles themselves, like, you know, Steve Jobs.
Right.
I mean, you can't really choose a black person for that one. That'd be really great though. If someone chose like a black woman, I'd just go for it. But
wouldn't let her play Steve Jobs?
Oh yeah. Why not? But no, and that's part of the problem too, is when there's the stories, and then that's what kind of sucks too, is the ones that do get nominated are so heavily focused on like the hot topics with black people.
Right. Right.
As in like slavery. Oh, we got to put black people in because they're slaves. You know, that kind of stuff. Like, and that's just kind of stinks. But there's also some really good like Denzel Washington. Like that dude, he didn't do any movies though. He did. His big movie was The Equalizer last year. So, I mean, because he's a really I mean, I like him in all his movies. He's pretty good.
I do too. But the last movie that he did was The Equalizer. That was that the one? That's the one where he started protecting this girl and was watching over this girl.
Well, he was just befriended her, and then he decided to do something about it.
Right, exactly. And the things he did were so outrageous, the special effects of what he was able to do with his skills and all was strange. It didn't look right. It didn't match. That was the problem I had with it. I love him. I think he's great. But it just didn't make sense for him to be able to do the stuff he was doing. So,
well, I mean, really the argument should be there's the diversity in Hollywood, but if you look at the rest of the world and especially the market, I mean, there's a huge market in Asia, and that's why we said Jackie Chan was one of the highest paid actors of last year, because he came up with that huge movie that had, I think, John Cusack in it, and you guys see this trailer. See, that's to me is when race is really funny, because in this movie, Jackie Chan plays a Chinese general, and there's tyranny almost, like this one general who's just killing people, and the Roman Empire, this Roman general John Cusack comes, and they aid each other, they help each other because they're kind of stuck. He's I think what they say, he got excommunicated or something like that, and his army
what was the name of this?
It's called Dragon Sword, I think, like that. And like, it's just so funny to see these actors who don't look like they fit the roles,
right?
Because their action, they're like, I mean, they're fighting with swords, and imagine John Cusack fighting with a sword.
No, I can't.
It's just so funny. And then the greatest thing is the villain is that guy who is Adrian Brody. He's the villain in the movie.
He's the villain in the movie.
Yeah, like it makes no sense. It's almost like the people in China love these two actors so much,
right?
So it's just, let's just put them in the movie, no matter what role it is. And then, I mean, it's hilarious. Dragon Blade.
You know, when I was, we were editing Signing with Cindy in L.A., and it was funny that we had to go to Los Angeles to edit this because there were no, suites, production suites around here. And in Dallas, everywhere, everything costs like 3 times the amount of money that you could do it in Los Angeles because it's so competitive there. So we went to L.A. and we got to be in a studio that casts for a lot of movies and commercials and stuff. And one day I came in, and it looked like I had walked into the Village of the Dam, where, you know, those kids all had blonde hair and blue eyes, and they all kind of looked alike. They were casting commercials for Japan. And the Japanese love the blonde hair and blue-eyed American look. And so all these guys and these girls look like Barbie Town. And it was so surreal. And they said, yeah, because they can sell a product. People will watch that. They will not watch the people, you know, who look like themselves. And I thought that was interesting, that's how they do it. And they came over to L.A. to get all the blonde, blue-eyed people. And there were plenty of them. I loved that time that we were there. It was like 2 weeks we spent getting this thing edited. It was the first time I'd ever gone to California, and to get to go to Hollywood, and especially with my love of the movies and stuff, all I wanted to do was just go stand under the the sign, Hollywood and Vine. I got to do that. It was so exciting. Listen, we're going to be right back. We're going to take a quick break, and don't go away. You're listening to the Cindy Cochran Show, and we've got lots more to talk about. And if you want to join us, 936-647-3776. See ya.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
Hello, Montgomery County. I'm Rachel Baldwin with Special Olympics Texas, Area 6. Are you a fan of courage? Are you a fan of determination? Are you a fan of acceptance, grace, and skill? Then you're already a fan of Special Olympics. Make it official. Volunteer, coach, and/or compete and be a fan of dignity and acceptance. The dedication of our Special Olympics Texas volunteers provides mainstreaming experiences for athletes with intellectual disabilities. You will touch the heart of another person, and it will move you in a meaningful way that lifts the spirit. Please visit the Heart of East Texas Area 6 webpage at www.sotx.org. Also, like us on Facebook to be a fan and be part of Special Olympics Texas.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit bkmeyer.com or call 281-221-4812.
Howdy, folks. Cable Smith, host of the Lone Star Outdoors Show, inviting you to join me Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 on Lone Star Internet Radio for Texas' premier hunting, fishing, and outdoor talk show. So pour yourself another cup of coffee and pull up that stool a little closer to the old campfire, because if you can catch it or kill it in Texas, we're going to talk about it. That's right. Bucks and ducks, gobblers, monster bass, redfish, trout, and a whole lot more. Plus, you never know what outdoor celebrity is going to drop by, from Phil the Duck Commander Robertson to fishing legend Bill Dance or everybody's favorite uncle Ted Nugent. Heck, we might even mix in an interview and hear some brand spanking new Texas music from one of your favorite Texas musicians like Robert Earl Keen, Brandon Ryder, or the honky-tonk kid himself, Aaron Watson. Loved or hated but never ignored, it's the Lone Star Outdoors Show with me, Cable Smith, Saturday mornings from 7 to 8 right here on Lone Star Internet Radio on irlonestar.com.
Have a legal question? Are you a resident of Montgomery County? Call 281-645-6344 to talk to a volunteer attorney from the Woodlands Bar Association. We answer the phones on the first Monday of every month at 281-645-6344 from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. to provide general legal information and information about legal resources to Montgomery County residents.
The Cindy Cochran Show, the most opinionated talk show on radio.
And we're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. It is Friday. It is so Friday. And I just have a question to ask Richard. And this is, it's not political. I'm just going to ask you a question. This is one of these, what if, Richard, you owned a company and you sat with your board of directors because you were going to be interviewing someone that you were going to let become the general manager of your company. And so the first person comes in, and that person says, I've worked with in your industry for so many years. I know this industry really well. And then one of the board of directors said, but here's the problem we have, is that we just found out that you are under investigation from the FBI. And these are very serious charges. You have done things that have put, many people at risk because of your negligence. And you said you never did this and you didn't know. How can we trust you being general manager of this company with that kind of background? We don't get that. How do you explain that? And the person says, well, it was just I never saw anything go out with let's don't show this to anybody, and this is don't let anyone see this or read this, and nothing was ever classified in that way. So I didn't know, because I didn't think it was my fault. And it's kind of like you've heard that fog of war thing, and I just but that's something that would never happen in this case at all. Well, okay, then another lady raises her hand and says, I want to ask you this. In looking in your background, you were in charge of keeping this certain place in this country safe. This is what you had to do. This was your job, is that you protected them, you built security around them to make sure that nothing happened to them, because they were in a very dangerous place. And so they sent 600 emails to you saying, we need more protection, and nothing happened. And then it was destroyed by people who didn't like them there, and that's what they should have been protected from, and they destroyed the building, and the people were killed. How can you say that you did a good job there? Because then we find out that you lied about how it happened to distract from your negligence. You lied and said that someone had done an offensive video, and so these people were just getting back at this building, and these people were there because of this video. And it was a lie. And you lied to everybody that you worked for, everybody that had hired you.
Man, do you want to date this woman?
Do you want to hire this person when she leaves the room?
I'd ask her, how much money are you bringing in? That's exactly what I'd ask her. And if she said, this is my profit and this is my loss, I'd be like, well, you know what? You're staying on. That looks good.
That's great. See, that's the kind of company you would think you'd be over. But would somebody like that be able to pass muster just to be hired into a company if this is what they have in the background?
You know she's going to go away.
You think she's going to be indicted?
No, I think she's just going to go away.
You think she's just going to say,
because clearly she thinks she's
home with my grandparents.
She thinks she's 5 steps away or 5 steps ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
She thinks she is, and I think if she really is, she'll learn oh, I'm going to get in trouble. I better just go away.
Delusional.
And she'll just go away. Because I think really after this primary with the Democratic race, I doubt they're going to put that much encouragement behind her. I think you're still going to have her fans, but it's just not going to make sense.
No.
And she'll disappear after that. She'll probably never come back ever again.
Well, I think some nail in the coffin was what they discovered in this last week, or have released, that the people trying to investigate her email debacle and all that did not even have high enough clearance to be able to look at the new emails that they had discovered. And that those emails were classified as the top secret of top secret. It talked about procedures that we did in the military, and they were SEALs' names, and there were people that were moles, their names were in there. And so that was what was there to be exposed to whatever country wanted to hack in and find out about it. And so they found that out, and to me that was like... wow, this is really, really serious. This isn't about, you deleted emails about a shower that you were going to have for Chelsea and that kind of thing. So it's amazing to me that she's gotten as far as she has, and that I feel sorry for her, but I'm not going to vote for somebody that I feel sorry for, or vote for somebody just because they're a woman. And so she has, I think, got herself in her own situation. This isn't somebody did for them, and that she's tried to pull out all the stops of bringing, Bill out. That didn't work, and now she doesn't have anything to distract from. So, and Bernie is so burning up her heels because he's there, and if he is nominated, or if it looks like it is, I'm looking at Joe Biden and thinking every day he's going, I should have gone in. Every day he's regretted not saying, I'm going to jump in and make this happen. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works out, and if they're going to apply the same law to her as they did to General Petraeus, or other people have done just a little bit of what she's done.
I think a lot of the stuff too with the political races is everyone kind of just sits back and let itself do it, and then when the race is over, that's when you'll be reading on the 6th page that she was indicted or something like that.
Yeah, there you go, buried in the...
Because especially with all the special interest groups and the power the president has in this country, it's just kind of like let it go. Similar to like what people thought Trump was. Trump was just the face trying to dissuade people from really focusing on a good candidate for the Republicans, but... I mean, I think that kind of backfired for a lot of people.
Boy, did it.
Because if you have dirt on Hillary Clinton, you have dirt on Donald Trump.
And Donald Trump would be so happy to wallow in it in front of you. He doesn't care. He will tell you, "You're right. That's what I did. That's what I did back then." And that's, if she would ever have said, "I made a mistake. This is something I should have."
But I don't know why you keep talking about her like she's not a real threat. She's really not, because if she does become a real threat, there's going to be organizations or someone's going to drop the bomb on her.
But here's the deal: nationally, in her national poll, she still is ahead of him. This is just the Iowa and New Hampshire that she's lost
would you
much.
say, as a country, if it was Trump versus Hillary, who has the better chance of winning?
Trump.
So, what does it matter to you?
But I mean, that's my opinion.
So if it was Trump versus Sanders, who has a better chance of winning?
Trump, for sure.
So but what are we talking about this?
But here's the thing. But people are still, wondering if the poll numbers are right, and because if there is a big shakeup and change after February 1st, it's going to be interesting to see who's left standing. Now, to me, Trump. This is my opinion on Trump. Trump is like the dog that just caught the car, and now what do I do with it? Because he was expecting to run, and he wanted to tell everybody what he thought, and this was be great, publicity and all that. And if he doesn't win, that's okay, because and then I think he started believing his own hype, and he started believing in what people were chanting and what people were yelling at him, saying, "We love you. You're saying exactly what we thought," and it just emboldened him for so much to do. And so, but now he's in it. He is in it, and he is really having to study hard and figure out what he's going to say, because now he wants to win it. Now he's at a point where I'm going to save face. I'm going to win this. And this is what I believe about Trump. I believe that he will go out and get the very best people to put around him. That's what I think I see in him, is that he doesn't own anybody. He doesn't owe anybody. So I think he's going to go out and find the best people to build that wall and charge Mexico, and to put the military back on its feet and let them do what they know they need to do best. So that's what I'm feeling about him, and why he could be a viable candidate. So, but we'll see. I love the we'll see, because it is really a we'll see deal. You're listening to Cindy Cochran Show, and it is the most opinionated talk show all around. So you guys come back and listen, and we will have a lot more to say in our final segment. So don't go away. We'll talk to you soon.
The Cindy Cochran Show. Even if these walls could talk, they couldn't get a word in edgewise.
Hi, this is BJ Orner from Montgomery County Performing Arts Society. I'm here to remind you to get your tickets now for all the upcoming events that McPass has to offer. All shows will be held at the beautiful Crichton Theater in downtown Conroe. Call 936-441-7469 for your tickets today, or go to our website, www.mcpass.org, for more information. Hope to see you at the show.
Tune in to Chamber Chat with your host, Courtney Galley and Samantha Good, with the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce, every first Tuesday of the month at 11 a.m. I'm one of your hosts, Courtney Galley. Samantha and I will chat about the Conroe Chamber's upcoming events and programs for the month. Relax with a cup of joe or your favorite drink for Chamber Chat.
In a world where everyone with a smartphone is a photographer, Unique images still stand out in local newspapers, magazines, and on the internet. Writer and photographer Brad Meyer has gained a reputation for innovation and quality, specializing in an editorial approach to portraits and event photography. For information, visit bkmeyer.com or call 281-221-4812.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. We are proud to sponsor 10 philanthropic programs that enhance the lives of those in our community. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
The Cindy Cochran Show. You ain't heard nothing yet.
They need somebody like me there. Hello, everybody. We're back on the Cindy Cochran Show. And, nobody's called me and asked for my opinion. It's just so much fun to be able to live in America where you can sit behind a microphone and express your opinion. And the only person you're going to get really, grief from is the person that's engineering. I'm sorry, what did you say? Oh, this means we have a phone call.
That was me giving you the bird. You didn't know that?
Oh. That must have been in Chinese because that wasn't the right thing. I thought you were telling me we have a phone call.
Hello?
We do have a phone call.
Hello.
Uh-oh, we have a caller. It's a Friday caller.
Hi, this is Milton Treadwell. I'm
Milton
a graphic
Treadwell.
designer, and I noticed on the flag, the Montgomery County Lone Star flag on your Lone Star website.
Yes.
It's a little skewed to the left. It's not quite centered, and that really bothers me a lot.
Boy, if that's...
Oh, no, I took into account all this Donald Trump and Clinton stuff, but I keep staring at this Lone Star flag thing
But,
on
darling,
your website.
Listen, if that's the only thing that's bothering you, that's good. If that's the only thing that bothers you that much, then you're going to be happy for the rest of your life, aren't you? You don't let things bother you.
I'll never. I can't even click on this website until you just make that thing right. This is awful. It skeeves me. I just go ooh.
Well, did you know?
Every time I look at it.
You don't like the? Are you talking about the wings next to the star? Or are you talking about the Texas flag?
No, the Montgomery County Lone Star flag icon is not. It's not level. It's like lays to the left.
I know, but
go ahead, click on it yourself and look at it. You'll know it. You'll see it. You'll just go, oh God, that is so not right.
Well, especially if it's leaning to the left, of course, because that isn't right. Because Texas is right.
To the right.
That's right. You are so clever. I'd
never thought of that.
So I will check that out because I do not want any subliminal message going out to my listeners.
Yeah, please have Dickie straighten that out. I'm sure he
I
can
will.
do it.
Dickie, I never thought about calling him Dickie instead of Dick. I don't want to call him that word. I want to call him Richard, but I could call him Dickie. I could call you Dickie.
Okay, Richie.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay. All right, I'll think of something.
Have him straighten all that out.
Okay,
so
listen.
What?
I know you have inroads to the Crichton Theater right here in downtown Conroe.
No.
You know the people there, right?
Okay, yes, I do know a couple.
Okay. All right. So you tell me what is coming up that we need to be looking for.
The producers.
That nasty movie. That nasty movie.
The Mel Brooks play.
Yes.
About Hitler.
Yes. What timing? That's perfect for right now.
Springtime for Hitler. They're just lovely, and they're all much of the cast is gay. You know, it's like "Make It Gay" is one of the songs. You
Make
know,
It
so
Gay,
kinda,
yeah.
It's kind of out there.
What is this rated? What is the play rated?
What is the play rated? Really funny.
No, I mean, like, can children go? You wouldn't take them, right?
No, I'm not going to go there.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, so this
I'm not
is
a spokesman for Stage Right, and I just don't know.
So this is more of an adult.
I don't know what they're going to call it.
This is an adult play.
Yes.
Okay.
I would say yes.
Okay, so that would be. That's great.
Who else is going to appreciate a very gay Hitler?
Yes.
You know.
Right.
And such and that. So.
Well, it's such a popular and huge Broadway play.
It's an amazing play. I just love it. I just love it.
Has it been here in Conroe before?
No, it's never been done in Conroe before.
Okay, so are you expecting maybe some protests from people going, this is too naughty?
I would love that. Oh, who doesn't love a good protest?
Well, that's true. That's true. It might go over well.
There's nothing like, there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Well, you know, I think it's so sweet of you to call, first of all, giving us the information, making us aware of what's going on the website, and then some insight to what's going to be happening at the Crichton Theater, that we are just snuggled. We're like almost snuggled right up to it.
You have on your webpage, it's just a skew.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anyone with a fair sense of balance knows that's a skew.
Right.
You know, and things being askew are things that just rock my soul.
I can hear that in your voice. I can actually hear that in your voice. So I thank you so much for calling, because we're about ready to get off the air right now. So
I know. And I am so sorry that I missed the first part of your show where you were probably talking about politics and stuff. You know, I just caught
that's
the very
not.
edge.
You know how squirrel I am about topic matters. I could be talking about something and then go like, "Hey, but did you know that?" You know, so you never know. So you're gonna have to listen to the whole show. And
I'll catch that on the archive.
On the archive. Thank you for bringing that up.
I know you're flighty.
I'm not. I'm just random.
You just flitter here and flitter there in your mind.
No, I am random. You're right.
Years.
You're right. I never know what's going to pop up in mine. You're exactly right. But that keeps it interesting, and that's why I've been married as long as I have, because he never knew what I was thinking or what I was going to say. So he stays around to see what the next sentence is going to be. So anyway.
Oh, that poor dear.
Yeah, I know. It's a way to make the marriage last longer. Okay, caller, thank you so much for calling, and we're just going to have to let you go. All right. Hopefully we'll hear from you soon.
Toodaloo.
Toodaloo, darling. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Okay, and so anyway, next week, I'm excited about who I have coming on. I mean, you may have heard Kate Bim on the morning show with Richard Schissler, and she's running for a judgeship. And then I'm going to have Tuesday. I'm going to have Jay Mack, and you've seen his signs are everywhere. I don't know how much he spent on signs, but I see his name everywhere. And so we're going to have fun talking to them and what they're going to be doing to change the face. No, the face of Conroe is fine, but to change some things that might help improve and make us get along better. So we're going to be talking to them. I also have Thursday, I have Jennifer Meredith, who is a clinical social worker, and we're going to talk about psychology and mental health in society right now, and that's a hot topic, of course, about with gun control. So we're going to be talking to her. So we got a lot of great things, and Michael Player has already started telling me who's going to be on Wednesday, and I'll let you know that on Monday. But we have got a good lineup for next week, and hopefully you'll join us. And if you want to join in, be sure and call us. We'll be looking for you. Go to the website, The Cindy Cochran Show, find out what's coming on and what's up. All right, thank you guys. Have a great weekend. It's going to be beautiful outside. Make somebody happy, and you'll be happier. And we will see you next week.
Thank you for checking out a podcast on Lone Star Internet Radio. Lone Star Internet Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station, broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas. If you are interested in sponsoring a program for Lone Star Internet Radio, just visit us online at irlonestar.com or message us on Facebook. We are always taking song requests on Twitter, and if you are interested in getting involved with the station by either hosting your own show or if you want to be a DJ, just contact Dick at irlonestar.com. Lone Star Internet Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station.